Hello there, Internet. Today is Friday, September the 12th, and holy shit, it is cold. I was dropping my daughter outside off at the bus stop, and I had to wear a sweater. September the 12th, I have to wear a sweater because it's 10 degrees Celsius outside. I cannot begin to tell you how many words that is wrong. There's just not enough words in the dictionary to let you know or to convey how wrong that is. I know last year winter sucked. This year summer was pretty darn mild. I'm kind of afraid as to what to expect for winter this year, so we'll see. Anyways, as I was out there waiting at the bus stop, because my house is on the corner, bus stop's on the other corner, I saw the delivery guy dropping off another little package. I know exactly what's in here as far as the contents. I don't know what they look like or how they feel, but it is from our friends at the Conjuring Arts Research Center. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know what I probably, or more than likely, get from these guys all the time. And of course it is, yes, it is indeed cards. So, and I always say, like, you know, Carl, it's just a piece of paper, it's just a piece of paper. Like, really, what am I going to do? Like, why do I need so many pieces of paper if I don't like collecting cards or anything like that? Honestly, I don't know. Some of these cards look good, some don't. I never get into the package. Nice. You just have to tear the box open. There we go. Put this to one side. So let us see what is in here. It is the Egypt Legends 6-pack dozen. 4 red, 4 blue, 4 black. Got a nice little variety going on. And do they give it to me in a nice little box again like they normally do? No, but they certainly give it to me with enough bubble wrap. Holy jeez. Come on, keep going, keep going. And we will just file this over here. No, just a regular brick. So let's just open this up. Why do these guys use so much tape? My goodness. Okay. Oh, nice. I'm just going to pull one out of each. And my first impression is the deck looks nice. I like it. They are indeed wrapped in cellophane. Let's make sure I don't get the glare. Ooh, let's focus on my... There we go. Looks like it's the blue. And let's see here. Yes, so like you've got... there we go. You got blue, highlights of blue, highlights of red, and then highlights of black. Just feeling this, I'm not sure if you can tell, but all the gold, is embossed. And then on the back, this here is a cutout showing you the actual color of the card. So let's just go ahead and flip the camera around, and I will at least give you an idea of what these cards look like. So hold on for 1 second. Okay, so here we are. I flipped the camera around so I'm not backlit, I'm more side lit now. Let's try getting this. There we go. Nice slow focus. Wants to focus on my hands more than anything else. So that's what the deck looks like. As you can see, this nice cutout here. I'm kind of curious as to see what the actual back design is now. It does look like it's not a one-way back, at least. That's a good thing. One thing I did notice is the foil, not the foil, the deck seal. Very, very detailed. It's not gonna... Why it wants to focus on my thumb, I have absolutely no idea. Like, seriously. Like, look at that. That's just ridiculous. My thumb's way down here at the bottom, out of frame, and it wants to focus on that. Give me 1 second here. So on that note, let's just take a look at the cards. So you've got, like I said, all this gold foil here is embossed. Feels very nicely done. The Legends appears embossed. They've even embossed the side a little bit here, over here as well. Legends playing cards. There, let's back up a little bit. There we go. And as I was saying before I had to cut out the deck seal, I really like. There's a lot of intricate detail in there. Looks like there's, let's see here. Legends Card Company, number 202 Poker. A little bit of Arabic. If anyone knows any Arabic, I'm going to assume it's Arabic of some type. I'm not sure if all the languages over in that area of the world are the same, or if they use the same alphabet, but it looks of that nature. Piece of advice: if you're going to make a deck, put the thing that makes the wrapper easy to come off. Make that easier to get at. Okay. Oh, I didn't notice before. There's a little bit of green in here, right in there. You can see it now, and that is on all the decks. Yeah, so the green is up in here on all the decks. Around here is the color of the deck itself. So you got blue, red. Technically, I guess this is supposed to be black, but they really didn't do that there. On the bottom, they got the nice barcode. Holy crap, that is one detailed barcode. Let us see. Deck checker powered by ScanTrust. So there is like a really fancy QR code right up in there. Where it goes, who knows, we'll figure that out. So let's just go ahead and open this up. And I don't like ripping the seals off my boxes. So I'm going to try and do this as quickly, as nicely as possible. And I tell you now, the box paper that this feels like it's made out of definitely feels recycled. If that makes any sense to you. Like, you know how you can tell recycled paper by touching it? It's got that like a not pristine feel to it, but it feels, holy crap, it feels good. My goodness, look at that. Let's just pull these out. That is some like serious foil in there. Dude, you could brush your teeth on that. It's actually causing my camera to have a little conniption here. But so yeah, that foil is just beautiful. That was probably one reason why these decks are so bloody expensive. All the way through, right down to the bottom. So as back to the box, yeah, you can definitely feel that it's not like brand new first time use paper. It feels recycled, and I wish I could be able to explain that better to you, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out on your own. Like post-consumer cardboard or paper, when it's recycled, just doesn't have the same feel. This box is very well constructed, though. It is very nicely done. Probably one of the sturdier boxes. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the cards. Oh, and there's an ivory finish on these, not the air cushion, the dimples. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see how close they are. No, you're not gonna be able to see it. But you know how the bicycle cards, or most of the cards done by USPC, United States Playing Card Company, USPCC, have the dimples on them. This is a complete ivory finish, nice and smooth. It is a nice finish. I'm finding that I like it more and more. I'm just gonna have to angle the camera up to get a little bit more. There we go. And let's get a chair. So I'm finding that I like the ivory finish more and more, but there's just not many decks being made with these. Nice little blank face card for a color change. Excellent. And they fan. As all new decks should. I've said this in every single one of my videos. A new deck should fan like a new deck. If there's any clumping, the deck sucks. But it is a very, very nice deck. The back is not as, in my eyes, it's just not as nice as the box. I think, in my eyes, the box is the real highlight here, not the actual deck. The deck feels nice, it looks nice. You'll notice I haven't turned it over on purpose, and I'll explain that in a second. Let's get a couple cards here. They feel a little stiffer, whether that's due to the finish or to the or using thicker paper, I do not know. But the cards feel somewhat stiffer. I guess the real test to find out if it was thicker paper or not would be grab like the trusty Porper clip and go ahead and stick those in there. And of course, if it fits in the Porper clip, it's standard. If you've got to push that thing in with a vice grip, then obviously it's a slightly thicker deck. But they definitely very, very nice feel to this. Turning them over, and this is the one thing I wanted to point out to you, and I just happened to notice it when I saw the Ace of Clubs here. So much care, so much detail is put into these decks, at least on the backs. that not many people are willing to screw with the faces or the fonts or anything like that. And many of you know that I do work for Illusionist. And of course, like, they have a number of decks out. You know, basically Illusionist started the whole trend. But even with the recent decks from Illusionist, like the Executive deck, the Ignite deck, and a couple of other ones that are coming out, even the Artifices, if I'm not mistaken, they not only treat the backs with the design and the care for creating a new deck, but they also treat the faces as well, whether it's with a new font, a design for doing the pips, etc. I'm a little shocked that a lot more companies aren't putting the same care and attention into this side that they are on this side. And it just kind of confuses me, because if you're going to sell a premium deck, why aren't you making the entire deck premium? Why are you basically ignoring the part of the deck that most people will be staring at the most? Differentiate your product, people. If you want something to look nice and stand out, yeah, sure, when it's like that, fine, it's a different deck. But everybody is familiar with these. Make this stand out. And as I was fanning through them, I did kind of notice something. I'm not sure if it's just me or not. However, the court cards seem to be just a little bit more vibrant. I believe it's because the red's in here. I think instead of the standard yellow on most decks, I really should have had a deck up here to compare. I think that the standard is to use where the red is. It's usually like a yellow or something like that. They've basically made the court cards bold. A lot of people do something with the court cards. Other companies are doing more with the entire deck. So on that note, the faces, while they are standard, while they are instantly recognizable, they haven't done anything to brand these cards in the best way that they could have, I feel. And that's just a shame, because there are more and more decks out there that are being designed, especially on Kickstarter, not only with this side in mind, but with this side in mind as well. So that's the important thing. If you're going to be designing new decks, the deck is more than just one side of the paper, people. It's both sides. Oh yeah, let's show these to you as well. The Jokers, sorry, a Joker. Am I missing one? I am indeed not missing a Joker, so that's 52. Okay, so that is proof that this deck is actually thicker than most. The USPC standard comes with 56 cards, 52 cards, 2 Jokers, and then 2 ad cards. Normally what Illusionists will do is they'll make like a gimmick card and then an ad card. This deck has basically 52 cards, and where the heck did it go? Oh, there it is, it's over here, hiding behind my hand. 52 cards, plus the blank, plus a Joker. And on that rant of designing cards, it looks like the ace has been treated. That's very slippery, these new decks. It looks like the ace has been treated. I don't know where the number, like down in here it says number 202. I have no idea where that number comes from. I get the feeling whoever made the deck just kind of pulled that number out of their ass. But at the same time, I'm not going to quote them too largely on it. The ace is really nothing to write home about. I've seen more, I've seen better. My favorite still of all time is the Arcane Ace of Spades. Just a very, very nicely done deck, I think, that one. I have seen others that are just as nice, but as far as what they could have done, again, I feel they could have done a lot more with this. So let's move over to here. So you basically, you're missing 2 cards out of this entire deck. When I post this video on YouTube, I'll just make a note in the comments as to whether or not it does actually pass or fail the Porper test. I'm going to call that the Porper test now. If it fits in my Porper card clip, it is the Porper test. So the blank card is for color changes or tricks or whatever you want to do with it. And the Joker, again, isn't really much to write home about. Just a dragon sitting on a pyramid with the number 202 in there. Again, I feel it's a name, a number they just pulled out of their butt. The Joker up here, the font does it feels like a letdown, honestly. It feels like this was, for lack of a better word, an afterthought. They could have done so much more with this. There's absolutely no color, there's no there's no pizzazz, there's no catch, there's nothing to look at. I will note that the dragon here is kind of springing some cards in his hands, and it looks like the three of, let's see here, the three of clubs, if my eyes are correct, the three of clubs is face up. Though mind you, with no, I'm sure you could use this as a revelation if you wanted, oh, the dragon knows all, but with no comparative card where that card is face down, it's a little, it's halfway. It's halfway done. So I'm going to really quickly just open up the what color is this one? The red ones, real quick. Okay, so I've got the red ones opened, and I really did that just so I could see number one, the blank card, obviously, and frankly, I would expect the blank card to be the same. The court cards, they are the same as the blues. Man, these things are slippery. Slide that off to one side. But I also wanted to see the ace of spades. Miserable fail, people. Oh my god. Why? Why? These decks get printed in a separate run. They basically, you know, what's printed on one side is printed on the other side. And the 5,000 or 10,000 or however many decks they print of the blue, they have to do another number of the red and another number of this color here. Why on earth they did not make this red? It's a fail. It's a massive fail. Three of clubs for the Joker as well on the red deck. And I'm going to assume that the ace over here is blue as well. I don't know why they did that. I have... It's a simple things like this kind of make people realize that how hard it is to design these decks. Little oversights for people that aren't artists or who aren't who don't design things for a living. It's things like this that make me realize, or that should make you realize anyways, that designing decks is not as easy as you think it is. A simple oversight like this would not have been missed by by a professional. I'm sure he may have done it deliberately, but having the blue here on this ace does nothing to tie it into this red back deck. I can't begin to tell you how disappointed I am. I'm sure you can tell by how flustered I am, because it's just a simple thing like that would have made this deck a little more harmonious. It would have tied everything together. At least the ace matches the back, and like I said, I'm sure like the black deck has a blue ace. And it does not make sense, people. It does not make sense. So if you're designing decks on Kickstarter or however you're going to sell them, pay attention to everything, people. Pay attention to the backs, pay attention to the box. They put more care and thought into this box than they did the deck, I feel. I don't think that this design is overly intricate. I don't think the design was something that took months and months of work. Sure, I feel perhaps maybe like a little bit of work did go into here, but like this is thick line art. There's not a lot of detail in here. I just don't feel that the care that went into the box here is the same care that went into the deck itself. I was stoked when I saw this box. Like, come on, who would not be stoked seeing this box? Everything's embossed. The deck label is beautiful. You've got like highlights of color in here with this ace. Like you've got embossing down here. You've even got embossing on the bottoms and the sides and everything like that, and up on the flap. Inside, we've got the cutout here. Inside, you've got this beautiful gold foil. This deck screams quality at this point. Like when I look at this box, I'm like, holy shit, what am I getting? This is fantastic. I got a deal. And I see this box and I think to myself, wow, the care and attention that went into this box, phenomenal. Then I pick up this. It's like, okay, it's not hugely detailed, it's not ornate, it's not like the Arcanes or the Artifices or the Seasons deck even. It's not any of those that have been like designed by graphics designers or anything like that, at least that I feel. And I'm like, okay, I can accept this back. I think this back is nice enough to be eye-catching, simple enough to not hurt the eye when you look at it, but still interesting to look at and examine. And then I flip it over and I see this. And I see the same thing, where'd it go? And I see the same thing over on this side. And I am so, so, so disappointed. Looking at the faces of these cards, you'd have no idea that this one's red, one's blue. Even on the Masters deck, the basically, you know, the same standard deck from Illusionist, even their Ace of Spades matches. And I don't understand why they didn't do it here. I just don't. That said, I've already bashed these cards enough. Let's just put this here. They handle, as I said, as new decks should. They fan nicely, they feel nice, they're crisp, they're a clean deck, and they're usable. I'm not going to lie, they are a usable deck. I would, you know, if I had was still performing full time and money wasn't an issue, I could see myself using these decks as my daily driver. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're crisp, like, and I love a crisp deck. I love something that's got snap to it, so that when you like, you know, you can hear that. It's a nice sounding snap. So yeah, so there I am. I think you guys can kind of get a feel for how I feel about this deck. I'm literally on the wall about it. I honestly do not know what to say. Would I recommend it? Perhaps. If you're a collector, sure. If you're a collector, definitely pick it up because of this. I can't fawn over this box enough. If I didn't spend so much money on these decks, I would take these, toss them over my shoulder, and collect the box. You know, but at the same time, I spent enough money on these bloody cards, I might as well just go ahead and keep them. I'm disappointed. And everything else about this deck is beautiful. The cut is, I just noticed this now, the cut is so clean. There's no, I'm looking at this now, and there's absolutely no paper, pieces of paper sticking up from the cut. It is a very, very clean cut. It's immaculate is the word I would almost use. Like, so much detail was put into so many things, but they missed on the most important part, I feel. They missed on the part that actually makes the deck unique. They missed on what I feel could have been an opportunity to have this deck be a true standout, and instead they went for they copped out basically. They went for the easy design. They didn't change anything except for a few colors on the faces. They didn't change any of the regular standard cards. Let's not get the aces mixed up. They provided you only one ace, and not ace, one joker. And mind you, that's not a sin in itself. I kind of get the feeling that the fact that this was a much thicker deck, they couldn't put those extra cards in there. So that is definitely you know, something to make note of. You're going to be missing 2 cards out of this, though it is intentional. It's not like someone's just stealing them from you. But the deck itself, like, you know, I can't complain about the deck. But I will complain about everything else, like I've already mentioned. I'm repeating myself now, so I'm going to stop. And let's just actually do the riffle test. Really didn't want to do this, but let's go ahead and try it. And we're gonna do the, holy smokes, these things go together like butter. So at least on that note, they pass. You know, these things just, whoo, man, they do in the hands riffle. And I wish you could kind of feel how they feel in my hands. But they're stiff, so that when you bring the riffle together, they like literally just pop. That's a really good feeling. If you collect cards, pick them up. I'll say that much right now. If you do collect cards, pick them up. They are definitely worth having in your collection. If you are looking for cards to perform with, you're nuts for spending this much money on cards that you're gonna like rip up, tear, get dirty, etc., etc. If money's not an option, then I'm not going to complain or you know, judge you. But the cost alone makes them prohibitive for the actual daily use that most magicians are looking for cards. I feel I have said everything there is to say about these. The red ones, the blue ones, the black ones, which I'm just not going to open because I honestly don't think there's going to be any difference between these two. And this one, I guess that. So you guys, you have yourself a nice Friday. My name is David. Today again is Friday, September the 12th. You guys have a good day. Have a warm day if you're anywhere south of me anyways. And I will see you next week. Goodbye.